Hi, I'm Renee from Autism Services at the Maltby Center. While schools are closed, it can be hard to keep children busy and off their screens. You want your child to keep learning, and maybe you've wondered if it's time to get them started with a small chore so that they're learning practical skills while getting more involved around the house. I'm going to show you how to teach your child to sort socks from a laundry basket. Lots of kids like this chore, so it's a natural place to start. And if your child can match identical objects, then they can learn this if we start out with a little bit of extra structure. Structured tasks like this are great learning tools for kids with autism because they use visual cues and routine, and those are probably both strengths for your child. We're going to go over the things that you'll need, and then my helper is going to come on and we'll show you how to start teaching. Later on, I'll give you some ideas for moving forward, or for teaching a child who doesn't need quite that much structure. So obviously we're going to need some baskets. I have here my laundry basket, and I have $4 store baskets because I have a lot of these around the house. If you don't have dollar store baskets, it doesn't matter. You can use whatever you have around. You can use plastic plates or bowls or margarine tubs. It doesn't matter in the least. But either way, one is going to be on the left, and then we have 3 in the middle and 1 on the far right, and that's where the finished work goes. We're teaching a left to right work system. Next, obviously, we need some socks. Now, I have 3 pairs here, and that's a good number to start with. And they're very different, so your child will have an easy time telling them apart. Now, with each pair of socks, you're going to put 1 in the basket on the left and 1 in one of your middle baskets. Okay, second pair and third pair. There. Now, if you want, you can leave out these middle containers like this. Just spread the socks out so they're kind of on display like this. It's the same thing. There's the same amount of visual structure. It'll work just fine. And that's it. It's a really simple setup, but it packs in a lot of visual structure that makes the job clear. Sorry about that. So just for a second, before my helper comes in, let's take a minute and talk about what you're about to see. Now, maybe your child has been watching you set all this up and he just can't wait to get his hands on those socks. Well, you're lucky, and all you have to do is give a little guidance and reinforcement. But if not, then you need to take a minute to set the stage so that your child comes to your awesome task with a really positive frame of mind. You don't want to fight. You want to introduce chores and all learning tasks as easy and fun. So pick a time when your child isn't busy. Don't interrupt his favorite show, or instead look for a time when he thinks he might see this structured task as interesting, like if he's bored. Next, use the ABA technique of pairing and get ready with some other things that your child already likes, like a favorite snack or treat. Now, I have some leftover chocolate Easter eggs that I hid a week ago. Maybe you could put on some music if you want, but avoid television and tablets because they're just too distracting. And get yourself into your own happy place so that you can be enthusiastic and you can give lots of praise. Because really, you're not just teaching a chore. You're teaching how happy and pleased you are when your child is being helpful. So I'm going to put these back out over here in reach. And when you have everything ready to go like this, that's when it's time to get your child. You're going to start pairing right away by giving reinforcers and positive attention. Model what to do quickly if you can, and then use hand-over-hand prompting to gently and quickly help your child finish the task. We use physical prompts because they're way easier to understand than words, and they're also a lot easier to fade out. The goal is for your child to do this independently. Finally, it's really important to prompt your child through this task gently, but as quickly as possible so that it's over before your child even knows it. And then, of course, you're going to reinforce. So I'm going to stop sharing this screen and let's try it out. This is Troy.
Hi.
What are you doing right now, Troy?
Well, I just got done having a snack, but now I'm bored.
Oh, perfect timing, because guess what I found?
Chocolate?
Help yourself. Hey, look what I made. It's for sorting the socks. Like that. Here, you try. You're done! Look at that! Look what you did!
Another one?
Great job, thanks. That was so helpful. All my laundry is done. I love it. So how'd you feel about that?
It was okay.
Okay. What if I were to ask you to do it again tomorrow?
Well, it'd be less confusing.
Yeah, that's true. What if I were to take all these apart and ask you to do it again right now?
Why would we do that? I just organized them.
Yeah, good point. Short and sweet routines are the way to teach any skill. Thanks, Star.
Thanks.
I'm going to start sharing my screen again here, and we'll move forward. There we go. Okay. So here's some more ideas for moving forward in your own work with your child. Once your child knows how to use this task independently, and independently means 100% on their own, you faded out your prompts completely, then you can start making it a little bit more challenging. One change that you might make is to reduce the structure a bit by putting the socks into only 2 baskets so the child has to sort through the middle bin to find a match. When your child can do that independently, you might even add more socks, but make one change at a time and increase your prompts again until your child is independent. Also, you see there's still only socks in that basket and not other clothes mixed in with it. At this point, other clothes would just be confusing. Imagine having a handful of nuts and bolts left over after you put together a piece of furniture. A structured task has just the materials that are needed. Here's an even less structured version. Now this looks a lot more like how you probably sort laundry, but there's still some added visual structure. All the socks are in one basket, but the work still starts on the left and moves to the right. So it's obvious how much there is to do, and it's obvious when the job is finished. When your child's comfortable, sorry about that. When your child's comfortable working at this level, it's a small step to get rid of the finished basket and just use the table or the counter to put your finished socks on. Now, some kids with autism need a lot of structure to understand what to do and to feel confident when they're learning something new. So starting simple is really safe. Maybe your child would be quite comfortable starting with one of these less structured versions though. You pick the style that you think suits your child best. If you're in doubt, start with the most structured version and make your changes really slowly as your child learns. A few final thoughts. Keep it short. 1 successful minute a day is going to teach this skill, and any skill, much better than even 5 minutes worth of struggle. Keep it sweet. Be positive, keep praising, keep reinforcing, and prompt only as much as your child needs to be successful, and then get out of there. And make it a routine. All kids like routine, especially kids with autism. Routine is comforting, and anything that becomes part of your routine will be easier for your child to accept and learn. Thanks for watching, and happy structured teaching!